Yo, welcome back to the Nerds Core podcast. Thank you so much for nerding out with us. I am your host, the one and only, with my co-host here, Scorpion. And today, as always, we are talking about the anime, the movies, and the video games that we saw, heard, or scrolled through during this week. So let's hop right in. How are you doing?
Good.
Cold?
Cold, yeah. Yeah.
I love how at the beginning of the podcast we were like in short sleeves, and now like every episodes are like in sweaters
In sweaters
and my
or
beanie.
a jacket or something.
Hmm
Just trying to stay warm. Except pants wise.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, interesting, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than my work pants.
Or
I could have worn my
those could
Dragon
be
Ball
your
Z
work pants.
ones because
You wore them last time. That's
I
okay.
did.
You mixed it up.
Yeah.
But
Good for those.
you have anime stuff to talk about?
I have a few, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my first ones, definitely it's a question brought up to me, and I wanted to hear your opinion because
Mhm.
it's Dragon Ball related, and I feel like you are one of the top Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Daima, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Kai pros that I know. What
Not,
do you mean no?
I haven't seen Kai.
Okay. Well, that's because it was bad.
No.
Yes. I've seen some of the reduns. The over 9,000 scene, say over 8,000, does not flow as well.
Well, it's the original.
I know, but I'm just saying it doesn't flow as well. But the question that was posed to me, which I thought was very interesting, in the next 3 years, and there's a few questions, in the next 3 years, do you think we'll have the next super season,
Oh, anime wise?
anime wise? Do you think the next anime season for super, obviously the Moro, the granola stuff, Black Frieza, is that stuff going to be animated within the next 3 years?
Honestly, I don't even know.
I said we won't get anything super related until Daima's done.
Yeah. Probably for sure, just for so it won't quote unquote compete, even
Yeah,
though it
yeah,
wouldn't really be competing
yeah,
with
agreed.
itself. But yeah, I don't. The next 3 years, I don't know. That's kind of
You think it's close?
it. I want to say maybe next year. It's been talked about,
Mhm.
rumored about
I mean, it's been rumored for a long
for like
time.
ever for
Mhm.
next year, but we'll see. The super manga just is
It's
still on
on hiatus.
hiatus.
It's on hiatus,
Yeah,
but obviously for a good reason.
yeah.
Obviously, it's not like they're just not stop
This is
working.
yeah
Yeah,
no
obviously something happened.
something happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, they I mean they do have a lot of. I mean they only have 2 arcs at the moment.
Yeah, it's granola and Moro, right?
Granola Moro. I think there's another one. I might be forgetting. But then the after Granola, it went into Super or
Superhero.
the superhero.
Yeah. With Trunks
But
and
with Trunks and Goten in the beginning, which is pretty cool because now you get to see them a little bit on like
and
the
action.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the entire fight between Cell Max was completely different
Mhm.
from the
The
movie.
manga. Yeah.
So
and-
it
yeah.
makes it the manga makes it more cooler than the movie, in my opinion.
Do you think we're gonna? We talked about that last podcast. Do you think we're gonna see that again? A different,
Differentiation.
yeah, differentiation
Hmm.
in manga and our anime movie as again. Like we're gonna get that same fight, but like different.
Probably.
Uh,
I don't want to,
I
but
don't want that either. I just used mentioning it. I thought about that.
I don't want to. But the way the first season or the last season, I guess first season would be
Mhm.
for Super was completely different. Literally from
Like we
the
talked about it.
movie,
Yeah, talked about from the movies to the anime
to the
to the
anime,
manga,
to
all
the turn
different.
of power, everything.
Like it's
was literally
crazy
different.
how
It was
different
just
it
like
is.
it's I think there's a reason why, but I don't think I looked into it.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure there's a reasonable explanation. Then the manga not catch or the it being caught up to the manga.
So you agree with me that Daima has to end to get the next super?
Yeah, and Daima has like 24 episodes apparently.
Apparently. And do you think? Okay, so you know where we are.
Yeah.
You know where we are. We saw the, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Daima, it's like spoiler to episode like 8 or something.
8, yeah.
We saw that they beat the first ball, which is not the first ball. It was like the 3-star ball, Dragon
Yeah.
Ball.
Mhm.
Yeah, we saw that fight. They got it. They have the ball, and then we saw them creating the next like thing.
Mhm.
We saw that. Do you think in the next? Because we're halfway, I'd say, right?
We're about to.
Maybe
Yeah.
two more episodes. We're halfway. Do you think this is gonna be the end of Daima, or do you think there's gonna be another season?
I don't depend. I guess it depends on how it ends. But
So no. My question to you is:
Mhm.
do you think these 24 episodes is the only Daima season we're getting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't think you can really go off of that if you go to a certain point in Daima that leads up to Battle of Gods, right? Because it's before
It
Battle of
has to
Gods.
lead to Beerus,
Yeah, because if it
or it doesn't even need to lead to Beerus. It needs to end for Beerus to come in.
yeah,
You know.
because it's like if it gets like it ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leads up to Beers or something like you said how it does, then you can't make another season.
Yeah, because then Super is the next thing.
Unless they're like, oh, this takes place in between this and this, and I was like, well, no. At that point, I'd be like, no. Am I gonna watch it? Probably.
Yeah, are we gonna watch it? Are we gonna engulf it? Are we gonna buy all the DLC that comes with it? Yes.
DLC.
Yeah, like Super Zero is getting Daima DLC.
Probably.
What are you doing that? It is confirmed. It's on the cover of the game.
I guess. I mean, it has
It's not a
Kid
guess.
Goku.
It's a definite.
It's good Goku. We pre-ordered.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah.
It's Daima DLC.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I also found it interesting. Obviously, when it came out, it was only strictly Japanese.
Yeah.
Instead of having an English dub, even though I'm pretty sure they had the recording for
it. Like it's already it's in game.
Yeah, it's in game. It's just not there.
It needs to be
So
unlocked.
I wonder now, not now, but once the actual Daima DLC comes out, like the later stuff, I wonder by then they'll do because they'll do an update for that's normally an update for the DLC. I wonder by then if they'll have the English voices for them.
Are you surprised that the English dub isn't already released for Daima?
Oh, like on Crunchyroll?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not released yet. I'm pretty sure it's still Japanese.
That's crazy. Because didn't they show the dub
The movie
in theater?
In theaters it was the English dub, but then
I could have sworn. Well, I mean, obviously in the movie, the 3 episodes, and then I felt like it was gonna be like a week or so behind, like how most dubs are, where it's like 1 week or 2 week, it's like subbed, and then you're just behind an episode or so for dub. But so far, I mean, we looked it up last time. Before we caught up, we were like 7 episodes in, and nothing was still dubbed. So it's like that's really interesting.
It's kind of crazy, especially with something like Dragon Ball Daima, like such a big franchise that's known for its dub. It's not out yet.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But I had like other insights, like you said. First, the answer to my question was, I had people come up to me and be like, "No, they think another season of Daima is going to happen." Depending, like your answer, how it ends. It all depends on how this ends. If it ends and the ends of story, then it leads to Super. But if not, that means we're probably going to get another year of Daima, and then we won't get Super.
No.
Because I feel like all hands on deck needs to be worked on Super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, to try and make it look good.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It has to beat the standard of anime.
How are you going to have Super, how it looks, the first early on episodes, and then you have compared to Daima where it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Even the fight between the
Dragon Ball.
The robot.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Like it's the details and everything. I mean, we talked about it last podcast. But it's just that question was brought up to me. It's like the next 3 years, it's like, is Super gonna happen? It really depends on Daima. And if
also,
they end the story.
Yeah, you could be like they're taking forever with Super coming out season 2. But it's like in the meantime, you do have a lot of other animes that you can watch.
Yeah, but people only really like Dragon Ball. Like that's the only thing I can put at work, because that's the only thing everybody knows. Regardless of what language you speak, you know Dragon Ball.
That's true. It's like how most people know like Naruto.
Exactly. Well, Naruto's like the where everyone started kind of thing, But I love it. But talking about other animes, like you said, there is some sad news in anime world, and it makes me sad because I know it's gonna happen eventually. In the sense of the Frankie voice actor. That's one of yours. Yeah, the Frankie voice actor for the Japanese dub is retiring because of health issues. Health issues.
Yeah, I saw they had mentioned that he was going to be stepping down, but I think it wasn't confirmed yet, like a few weeks ago. But I think recently it's like been officially like it's like
and like I know. I mean, I know he's going to be out there. He's going to be doing conventions. He's going to be around maybe, but it's just with age and just seeing all those people, like they started, like he was like so happy about the 25th anniversary of One Piece and things like that. I'm like, you've been doing this for like a quarter of a decade, not a quarter of a century, because a decade's 10 years. Yeah. He's been doing it for 25. He's been 2 decades, and it's just wild to think like, yeah, eventually voice actors are gonna change.
Yeah, it's like the Japanese voice actress for Goku. Where she was like, oh, obviously if I pass and whatever, you can do AI to my voice to continue the character. Yeah, with Goku, which I'm like, That's crazy.
Would you prefer that, or would you prefer someone else come in and take the role?
I prefer someone else to come in and take the role
I
because at
agree.
that point it's like it's the whole thing with the AI thing where it's like it could just take someone's like an opportunity for someone.
Yeah, I was gonna say tick their gerb.
Take their
Tick their gerb.
But it's taking someone's opportunity to even try something. So I rather prefer a new voice actor. Obviously, it's gonna take some time for you to get used to it. It's the whole English dub for Dragon Ball Z. The original Dragon Ball Z had a different actor for Gohan, like Kid Gohan and then you got to Kai, and there was somebody else. Same thing with Bulma. Bulma voice actress, completely different from the OG Dragon Ball Z. So it's like it'll take some time, but people eventually will like it. I mean, if they don't, they can just get over it.
Yeah,
or don't watch it.
Or don't watch it. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Everyone's gonna watch it.
Exactly.
It's Dragon Ball. It's like I said, the biggest thing.
But no, I'm not just talking about Dragon Ball, but just
anime in general.
Anime in general, because it's like with the whole like Frankie thing. At this point, because it's obviously still going, but it's gonna end next year? The manga,
quote
right?
Unquote. Quote unquote. It's ending January 2025, which is next month.
Tomorrow.
I said tomorrow. Next month, which is next month. This is wild to think about. Like, there's no way it's gonna end. They just got to a new island, and
this island is the final island.
No. I mean, there are like, this island is like one of the big islands. Like, this is like, is this the ending island? No, it's not, because the One Piece island has to be the last island.
There's no island in One Piece.
Laugh Tale has to be the last island. But like that, I mean, that's a whole nother thing to talk about. That could be a podcast all on its own. You just have to catch up.
Yeah, it's like you say a whole other podcast, but it's just
I'm waiting out Wano for. I lost track. What was it we were talking about?
You were talking about the Frankie voice actor.
Frankie voice actor, AI. You know what needs to happen with voice actors. I know they just did it with him because they said they found a very. What is happening with me today? My sentences aren't sentences today. I meant to say, like Oda. Oda goes out and scouts for his people. You know, he went out live action and found who he sees as those characters. So I'm assuming
they
did.
And people are still unhappy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Oda's choice, and Oda's the great. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they did the same thing for the voice actors. Like, they scouted for the Frankie voice actor for him. And I wonder if that just, again, this differences in how they care for their work, in the sense of like, when she does pass, the Goku voice actor, are they just gonna go straight AI? Because that really shows you what they care for. Because Oda really cares for his art.
I mean, she gave him consent.
She did give consent.
Yeah, she was like, I am totally fine.
At that point, if a contract is signed, it's like, then nobody's gonna get it, and it's only gonna be, it's gonna be AI.
Because technically at that point, it's AI, but it's her voice.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be always her, regardless.
She is the only Goku that there's gonna be, and it's like, should that be the case? Or I mean, I agree with you. We should give the new age of people, new age of voice actors, the opportunities to work and be those characters.
And I know,
and it's never going to be the same.
No, and I know for characters like that have like a long running like
character like
voice or like it's been around for like generations. I say generations, but like
no, I mean it is generations.
Yeah, like so like now you could say like Naruto, Rurouni Kenshin, like old animes like that. Obviously, whenever they do, like Ranma got a remake. So like animes like that, you sometimes do want the old voice actor, especially if you watch the old one. But then it's like if you're not catering, but you're kind of making it for this newer generation.
Yeah.
So obviously they need like new voices.
And you're trying to appeal to the old one to get them back with the original voice actors. Yeah.
Like in those instances, I don't mind if the old voice actors have like either a cameo or like somewhat of a small role, like a side character, because then it's like they're still there. It's just they're not.
There needs to be plans.
Yeah,
there needs to be plans for things to happen. I mean, even thinking about like legal stuff, like some of the legal people that got lost because of things they did that were wrong. Thinking about like other people, so it's like plans need to be implemented for like things for that to happen. Like there needs to be a list of people.
Contingency plan.
No, yeah, contingency plans for if anything was to happen. If you did like like an audition for all these voices, you write your like top 5 people, You just go down the list. I mean, things happen. You don't know what that person's whole Twitter is or the whole person's like social media life is. So
especially that's like something like 30 years ago.
Yeah, but it happens, and it's like things you just have to plan for stuff to happen.
It's true.
Especially with ages like that. But you did say you had some other anime topics.
Yeah, there was let me see. So obviously, Goodbye was his name Kazuki Yao. I think that's the name. Frankie's voice actor.
Yeah,
I had that one. But the other thing was no, it's Power.
no, Super.
But the other thing was we've seen the Hunter x Hunter game.
Yes.
Yes. So apparently, the fighting game has been banned in Australia.
Is there a reason?
I was gonna say, do you want to take a guess?
Oh, there is a reason.
There's a reason.
It's not Hisoka, is it? No way. Is it Hisoka?
Yeah, it's Hisoka, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the little thing on here is like, due to depictions that suggest sexual violence against minors by an adult male character.
Wow. Oh, that face, yeah, when he fights Gon.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. That's hilarious.
I was like, I just found it funny.
I can't believe, and he's going to see this, and I can't believe, I'm not going to talk about it very long, but I can't believe I found someone I finally found someone who deemed him his favorite character. And I was just like, just wait. And it was because he likes people with strength, strong physical people.
Listen, he has a strength, but the minute he's like,
yeah.
Who
does that? Oh, it's Mineta.
Yeah, I was like, who? I did that motion. I was like, who does that? It's like,
Mineta, it's a Mineta. Yeah. It's like, I smell it. Yeah. But yes, like the fact, I mean, they're totally valid.
But valid reasons?
That is a valid reason to ban that game.
No, I'm talking about.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, he liked. I can't believe I found someone to actually like that character. Okay. Because everyone else I know, they know that he's not a good guy to like.
People are like
tattoos,
top one crush.
merch.
It's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, body pillows. It's like, what are you doing? Like, stop. He is not the guy to popularize. No. You hate that guy. But that is hilarious that they decided to ban it because of that. That one character, because of Hisoka.
Yep.
That's such a smart move. But I haven't really seen more into the Hunter x Hunter game. Is it out already? It has to be for it to be banned, right? Or is it already pre-banned?
No, it just says it's banned.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was out. I think we saw it. It's available to purchase.
Okay.
I think so.
It's another, like, Naruto clone, right? Like, it's a 3D
pretty much.
fighter.
And it's very not simplistic, but, like, very small roster.
Like Demon Slayer kind of thing. It's weird if it's a small roster because there's so many characters you can use.
I think it's more of a test in the water type deal. I don't know who made it. I don't know if it's like Bandai or whatever.
Do you prefer anime games to be cross-platform in the sense of like being mobile games as well? I feel like a lot of anime games could either be console or mobile.
It depends. Well, I guess it depends because I mean sometimes you don't know how the phone can handle.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, to be fair, we're getting Monster Hunter. That's like super Monster Hunter.
That is true, but you also have games like Genshin Impact on your phone,
which is a full game.
But I feel like some of what you're looking at isn't a lot of like stuff happening. If you know what I'm saying?
I think you're wrong.
It's like the whole like.
Look at the animations for your Dragon Ball Legends. Those animations are crazy.
Yeah, but it's very simplistic. Like there's not much.
You say simplistic, boy. You're flying through it. You're having combos.
You're literally pushing a button to do the attacks.
Yeah, but what's happening on screen is like a full attack.
It's not like a controller where you're like hitting like different buttons over here.
You're not wrong.
Pulling a 10-hit combo with King on Tekken 8 over here, but yeah.
I'd chill. Yeah, I'd chill. Actually,
but what you're saying, would I mind that, or am I okay with that? Is that what you're asking?
I'm popping.
It's on my back.
No, we're getting that. I'm asking you, do you prefer anime games like Bleach, like Fairy Tail? Would you prefer those to be mobile or be able to be mobile and console?
I'm not opposed to it, honestly.
I just feel like
you get a broader audience at that point.
It's almost like the culture for anime games,
Yeah, for most, yeah. I know like Genshin Impact is not an anime game, but it has that aesthetic.
It has aesthetic.
But it's on the phone, but it's also on console later anyway. Same thing with some other games. I can't really think of another anime game.
Yeah, Honkai Life.
Yeah, Honkai Star Rail is another one.
Star Rail, yeah, that's another one.
But those are just a handful.
I know Bleach also has a mobile game, and they also have another console game coming out. So it's
well, that one's completely different from the
yeah,
mobile.
I know, but there's still a game for it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I
Dragon
see what
Ball
you
Z
mean.
also has console games and mobile games. So it's like this testing the waters. It's like, is it more
And
of
then
like
the
to see how
only
it does on console, or like then they start making mobile game for it, or like what? Because
honestly, I wouldn't really know because
yeah,
obviously
right?
with Dragon Ball Z and Bleach, you have like an established like franchise, regardless.
Yeah,
And
I mean
you're
Hunter
gonna
is
you're
established.
gonna and Hunter, yeah, and you'll have people that are gonna play it.
Mhm.
And the thing with those, they're also free to play. You're not paying for them. Hunter, if it goes over to mobile, I think it might charge to play the game, unless it's something different, like I don't even know what game for it to be.
What you would
Okay, like a Bejeweled type game, maybe.
like Street
Because
Fighter's
technically,
like old game that they used
yeah.
to have?
Because one of the Dragon Ball Z games, Dokkan Battle, it's kind of no, not even. I was gonna say it's like a Bejeweled, but it's not.
I mean,
It's
you do connect a bunch of colors and stuff.
yeah, well,
So.
to do an attack, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I feel like it would broaden the audience for sure, especially if you don't have the console for said game. If it's exclusively to said console, but you're like, hey, I got a phone, I can, and if it's free, I can try it, or it gives you a free trial or whatever.
That's true. Demo.
Demo,
Every game
most
should have
games.
a demo.
Man, I miss those days.
Yeah. Demo discs.
Demo disc, yeah.
Demo discs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
I only have one demo disc.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like right now?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay.
But
Like
from what I remember, was a PS2 one.
I mean, mine was also PS2. I don't remember what it was, but I definitely had a demo disc as well. Probably had like 2 games on it, maybe.
That has a few. It has like 4 games on there.
Oh, maybe,
roughly.
and I think you're right. Yeah. You have
see
another
roughly.
top?
Yeah. The
That's so funny. Australia, you're doing right. Cut Hisoka.
Oh, but you remember Mappa's anime
About
about the an animator's life?
Yes.
It finally has a release date.
Oh, nice.
Airs January 5th, so next month. So I'm excited for that one.
It's just about an animator's life, right?
Yeah, it just says animator's life. It's like the daily life of
an animator.
I wonder to see how they put him through the ringer.
I wonder how much we're gonna see when it comes to being the life of an animator.
I think it's gonna be more. I don't know.
Because like
I was gonna say it won't be that too bad, but in most animes, obviously, you have
like, is this guy going to be an animator at Mappa?
Well, I don't know if it's a guy
or a girl working at Mappa. Like, are we gonna see the hardships that happen at Mappa?
We don't talk about that.
Again, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we? Are they gonna glorify being an animator? Or are they gonna show the hardships of being an animator?
They may not be like the character themselves working at Mappa, but it obviously in some animation studio.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they will show the hardships of
it has to
having to deal with, like, obviously it's like what were we gonna say?
Artist block.
Yeah,
when you're drawing block or whatever it's called. So that, writer's block, all kind of these kinds of blocks, like, that money, fending for yourself, trying to find work, how businesses try to pay you, things like that. It's like,
it's like what anime? Oh, it was on 100. It was on 100 where the main character was like, "Oh, I finally get to work at this."
Oh yeah.
At this whatever
business
job it was, but he was
business.
like, "Oh, I've always wanted to work at this company, blah blah," and boy was put through the ringer.
Yeah.
And he was working through it, but he was just like done with it.
Yeah. So I wonder if that anime is going to be like one or the other, but it's definitely going to be a slice of life, obviously.
Maybe. And then the last thing I had was Fire Force Season 3 Part 1 airs in April next year.
Oh, the trailer's already out. I haven't seen it. The trailer for Fire Force is out. Have not seen it, but it makes me so freaking excited. I'm so happy for it to come back because some clips from Soul Eater have also been like floating around in the social verse, and I'm just so excited because I'm just like, yes, like it's one of my favorites, and that's one I want to own, and I can't believe it, and I just want it now. It's Fire Force is obviously one of my favorites. And I want that jacket. I want that whole outfit. The characters are so good. The designs are so good.
The sound designs.
Sound design is probably the best I've ever heard. For explosions or anything like that. Are you excited for Fire Force coming out?
I still need to watch it.
But Tamaki being your favorite character, right?
No, I don't think I actually have it.
That's not true. We did fight about this one. It's the only character we've ever fought about when it comes to a waifu. Maki? The one with glasses? The witch?
Oh, she has glasses?
Yeah. You know what? We were at an anime store, and you saw her figure, and you were like, "Oh, this is
Wait,
Bae."
you said Maki from
Her
Jujutsu Kaisen?
her name in Fire Force is also Maki.
Huh. But the witch
The witch
with the little ones,
with her
the little
muscles.
sprites.
Yeah, with her
Is that her?
sprites. Yeah.
Oh,
She
then I
doesn't wear
don't know.
glasses. I forgot. I was thinking about Jujutsu
Okay,
Kaisen,
that's why I was like
but
so confused.
that Maki also is witch hat. With her
Yeah.
sprites.
Yeah.
You said
That's the
she
only
was
one.
Bae, but no, she's my Bae.
Crazy.
She's my waifu.
Crazy. Your waifu's Shinra.
Shinra? No, yours is Tamaki. Anyway, but yeah, it makes me super excited. A lot of things. I mean, if I were to have screenshot every single thing that was coming out next year, there's gonna be so many things coming out.
Yeah,
next year.
I was going through the stuff and I was like, I need to pick.
No, we will. I feel like another episode will definitely write a bunch of animes, games, and movies coming out next year that we're excited about because there is a lot for all three coming out. And I'm
It's
so
true,
excited.
yeah.
And are we gonna engulf in all of it? Probably not. We're probably gonna get like not even half, probably a quarter, maybe.
A quarter.
But gaming wise, we talked about games. Did you hear about Suicide Squad?
No.
It was interesting because we just saw a trailer for Deathstroke. Deathstroke is coming to kill the Justice League. Suicide Squad kill the Justice League. We saw it. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't say the whole name of the game. But we didn't see the trailer, but we saw that he was. So we assume he's being added to it.
Yeah.
But I also saw that Rocksteady's gonna kill the Justice League. They're gonna cut support in January 2025. So no, that whatever I think Deathstroke's thing is the very last thing before they cut it.
Dang.
That does not surprise me. I mean, the game's had terrible reviews since the beginning.
It's a cool concept. It's just
it?
Well, yeah. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It's a cool concept. It's just the way they executed was pretty poorly.
I don't think it's I don't think it was a cool concept at all.
It's been comics and stuff about it.
I mean, you mean the concept of the story of the game?
Yes.
Okay.
The way the whole
game.
No. The whole process. No. Once if they were like, what was it? It was a live service. It was
a live service.
You were constantly technically online.
Uh-huh.
And then we saw the trailer, and then not only that, the first trailer they showed was not good.
No.
Second trailer, they were like, "Oh, we fixed some things to make it better," and it's like you tweaked a few things here and there, but it's still the exact same thing. And it was literally what was it? I wouldn't say a looter shooter because it's not.
It's just a shooter.
It's a shooter.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so crazy.
Every
you have all these
shooter.
You have all these characters. Obviously, Deadshot makes sense, because that's the name, right?
Yeah, Deadshot.
Okay, so you looked at me like
no. I'm listening to you.
It's like obviously, Deadshot guns make sense.
Makes sense.
Harley Quinn has her pistol, but I feel like most of the time
that should be like the only gun she has.
Yes, not like
should be like balanced, mid-range, close range because she has her hammer.
Oh, also grenades too.
Yeah,
be funny to see instead of a grenade, it's a pie.
Mm-hmm.
And then King Shark.
Yeah, King Shark. you keep questioning yourself. You're totally right.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, King Shark.
King
full melee should be full melee.
Boy has a minigun. I think it's a minigun. Main weapon.
Uh-huh.
Who else was there? Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang should be a
should
long
only
distance.
Been the
boomerangs. Which he could have different kinds of boomerangs.
That is true. That would work. Having explosive boomerangs.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Kind of boomerangs.
But then he's like, let me pull out these Tommy guns.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does or not, but who else was there?
Joker's there.
Joker got added later.
Doesn't know what he has. There's the
Mr. Freeze.
Miss Freeze. There's the electronic chick who is Robin Hood. She steals from the rich, gives to the poor. I don't know what she does either, but we kind of like anything after the DLC. We just didn't. We obviously we don't keep track of it because we don't play that game.
Yeah.
And am I happy that they're cutting it? I'm happy that they can focus their work on the other stuff.
Something better.
Hopefully.
Which I mean, you said it was Rocksteady, right?
Yeah, Rocksteady.
It's funny that they're killing it at the what did you say next month?
Yeah.
It's because they had I think they announced or something got leaked that they are working on another
Arkham
Batman game or something like that.
I mean,
so I'm like, oh, are we finally gonna get Batman Beyond?
Surprisingly, the VR game's been really well regarded and really well reviewed, and I'm very very happy for that. So it makes me hopeful that Rocksteady will hopefully see that the Batman fans are still around, the Arkham fans are still around, because they need something to combat with Spider-Man. I mean, it was in our bracket last episode. Check out our last episode.
Yeah.
I mean those are the two fundamental superhero games,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
it's like that's the formula you need to follow because it's great like open world story, the
costumes,
the variety of costumes. Did I say combat already?
No.
Combat, the traversal in it, the villains, the character themselves.
Like Spider-Man 1 brought us Sinister Six. Like all the characters all the villains that we know of
also,
Spider-Man is like boom.
Sinister Six right off the bat.
I know.
Not even right off the bat, but they were in the game. But it's like, what a way to like
introduce
to like go with a bang.
Oh yeah,
that's so good.
And then Batman, you didn't get that, but you do get them throughout the game,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But it's just so cool.
Yeah.
But hey, next year, I don't know if it's next year or in the future, we are getting the Wolverine game.
Oh,
remember
man, that one? I'm super excited.
It got announced however long ago, but
yeah, it did.
We got that one like trailer of him at the bar, but that's it. Mm-hmm. That's all we've gotten, and that's the next like hopefully great superhero game that there is. You know, could that bring in all the other X-Men? Like it has to. Those are his people. Because who else?
Well, he's a loner though.
Beforehand. He is, but that doesn't mean that we can't communicate with the other X-Men.
Well, the way I see it, it's like they could. It's whatever story they wanted to do with Logan by himself, but he could also. It could be like after X-Men, he's like, I gotta wander, whatever, find who I am. I had something I straight up like that, but like something like that, and had like little cameos and stuff, like how Deadpool kind of had cameos with. Wolverine was one of them, but stuff like that would be cool to see, especially now with. What is it? Marvel? It's not Marvel Studios, but Marvel Games.
Oh, okay.
Like the game, like that game universe.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see with Wolverine being that. What is it? That opening, the door opening for like a universal like a universal world in game.
I think that's what they said, right? The Spider-Man game, Wolverine game, or like.
I think so.
Connected?
I can't remember. I mean, it is like I said, it's still the studio. The gaming studio. Mm-hmm. It would be cool to see like, oh, Spider-Man pops up and he's like, yo, what to do?
Yeah, it would be
cool. Like, don't kill him, and he's like,
that's cool.
But I'm glad we're finally getting who knows when it comes out, but whenever it does, it's like I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Because the last one I played that I enjoyed was Wolverine Origins.
And I didn't play Wolverine Origins. I think the last thing Wolverine related I had was
Marvel, not Ultimate Alliance.
It had to be Ultimate Alliance. That I recently played. I think before that might have been Rise of the Imperfects, maybe.
Oh, so good.
That's a great game.
Such a
good game. But are we gonna get another one? Never.
That one, no. That one was a straight up flop.
I know, but it was so
good.
It
was so good.
It was so good.
Limited roster, but great.
The roster was pretty normal for that time anyway. Like
that is true, especially for a game.
16 characters, I think. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But it was also like 2 variants of each character too, because they had their normal form.
Oh, the normal and whatever
their
the
dark
form
thing. So they varied, and they did have, I think, a different ending or different cutscene. Or anyway, they were different in a way. But that makes me super excited.
Yeah.
I mean, Rocksteady's thing, it makes me excited that they're cutting to work on hopefully something better.
Yeah. And like I said, hopefully it's like I said, hopefully another Batman game or something in that universe. But I'm excited just to see what it is. Once it gets announced, it's like then it's like, am I excited? Am I not? Either way, I mean, hopefully it's good.
Also, another thing we talked about last podcast that we finally actually delved into are how's Marvel Rivals? What do you think?
I'm liking it.
Yeah, right.
It's fun. It is fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's like definitely give it a try. It's free to play.
Yeah, it's free to play.
Not sponsored.
Whatever console, huh?
Not sponsored at all.
Put a little. It's like ad. No.
Yeah, no.
But no, it's really good. It's really fun.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed it. It made me think like anyone casual can jump into it, and I hope they don't. And I know this is probably a hot take, which we never really have hot takes. Don't fix anything. Don't fix anything. Don't nerf people. Don't just keep the mayhem that's happening. Like I like the mayhem. I don't know if that just makes me a crazy person or what, because I feel like every game like that always fixes characters, nerfs characters, buffs characters. Tries to find that balance. But if we're just having a good time and having fun with our friends, that's what I want. That's all I care for.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if we can get a full squad.
Who have you played so far that you liked?
The last time we played Rocket, I really like his abilities. He's pretty fun. Although
his big gun.
No, well, yes and no, but I do like he's like a support character. So one of the L2, I think it is, it shoots a little orb that heals you. So every now and then when we're all like in the like
circle,
where
the holding
domination or whatever,
yeah,
I see people like low on health. I'm like, oh, pew, and it's like health. And the other thing I do is I drop this thing and it gives armor also. So like cool.
I love, and I'm the tank. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always the tank in every game that we play. You're always support. I'm the tank.
Mm-hmm.
So we go well together. And I love seeing the videos or just posts of people being like, "Please be the tank for my team," or "Healer's not healing." It's like, oh, okay. But then I'm learning about things, things I don't know, things
Yeah.
here and there,
Mm-hmm.
thing about the game. But I'm just going along. I'm not trying to MVP or anything.
Yeah.
The tournament thing that they have on there, the championships, cool. I probably would never
Right, like it's cool that
do
you
it.
have that option for
Hmm.
the other players that do want to do that,
Yeah,
that want to do competitive. But it's like obviously you want something for the casuals.
yeah. I feel like it's
Casuals.
hard. It's getting harder and harder to be a casual gamer.
It is. It's like everyone, even if you're playing. What's a good example? I was playing Sparking Zero,
Hmm.
trying to just do casual matches, and people
And
were just
that's not
like,
ever gonna happen anymore.
"Nope,"
That
and they're
game's
just
essentially
like,
dead
"Yeah,
until DLC comes out for it.
yeah." But no, but I was finding people, but they were just like, "Oh, you can't be using this character," and what? And I'm like, "This is not even a ranked match. What are you talking about?" And it's like, and then same thing with rank. I went into rank because I'm like, maybe I'll find people to find faster, so grind the freaking trophy.
Hmm.
Um, Took forever, and then I finally found people. Guess what they were using?
A Gogeta, Broly,
It
yeah.
was Gogeta,
The
Blue, and
OP
Broly, and then
people,
that's it.
the OP people.
That was literally it. Like 6, 7 like fights in a row.
Mm.
Different players, same characters. I'm over here trying to use like Cooler or like heck
Unique
Goku,
characters.
like Baby or whatever.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
else, somebody different. I'm like, oh, just to try them out. No.
that's funny. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks for casual gamers now. I just feel like everything's so over the top, or like not over the top, but like super intense that it's hard to get into it. That's
Mm-hmm.
why Minecraft and Fortnite and like the lower games. Apparently, Fortnite's getting a first-person view like
Interesting.
mode.
And then you mentioned Fortnite. Apparently, Hatsune Miku is going to Fortnite.
Godzilla's in Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think I talked about
Yeah,
last
I
time.
think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, but yeah, Godzilla's there. Hatsune Miku's there. That
Oh, she's being added. I'm like,
I do appreciate
the
the properties
collaborations.
that they get, the
Mm-hmm.
collaborations, because I remember that was the first time we got a PlayStation and Xbox crossover
Mm-hmm.
because they had Halo, Master Chief, and then they also had Kratos.
Yeah.
And that was the first time an Xbox and PlayStation character were able to like interact with one another. And I thought that was really cool. And it's almost bringing these characters that we want together. I'm just starting to hate the new generation being like, "Oh, that's the guy from Fortnite." It's like, "Nah, kid."
It's like they don't know where it's from.
Yeah. So
It's like it's
that's
literally
the only thing, but I do like their collaborations. They do a really good job at bringing in so
mm-hmm.
much. And I like that they haven't. It's been gosh, it's been forever for Fortnite, right?
But you're mentioning how long it's been, but I remember reading on a Game Informer
Mm-hmm.
about Fortnite. I was like, "Oh, I'm so excited!" Because the way the description and everything was, you can play a single player or with 3 other friends, and it
You're
was a
talking about
tower
the
defense.
PVE, yeah. You're
Yeah,
talking about
it
the
was a tower
PVE.
defense esque game or whatever. And I'm like, my kind of game. And then I think they were like, "Oh, before the game releases fully, we're done. Here's like the free to play PvP type thing."
The 100v100.
Yeah, the battle royale mode.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'll give it a try. And I was like, no. And then the actual thing, I don't think ever came out. And I'm like,
I don't know if it ever actually
yeah, I
came
don't
out.
think so either. I think this just straight up overshadowed it,
Mm-hmm. I
big time,
mean,
like
what brought in the
majorly.
money? I mean, like that obviously that's what brought in the money.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like that's the only thing I can condemn them in. Only because not condemned, commend
Damn.
them in is that the other work that they do put in. Like
Mhm.
I do acknowledge it. I do see it. It's awesome. It's cool. They brought in Fortnite OG. I mean, it's like the OG stuff how to play and stuff like that. Like I appreciate that. Like that's awesome.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna play it,
Yeah.
but it's cool. I do acknowledge. I acknowledge all the hard work that they do.
Mhm.
And I'm happy. Like I was gonna bring up that Fortnite hasn't made a Fortnite 2 because Overwatch 2 was supposed to fix a lot of things and bring in a single player campaign. Never happened. It was
Never
just
happened.
Overwatch with more characters and
It also just absorbed 1 into 2, and it
exactly.
was now it may have the 2 on there, but it's just Overwatch.
Yeah,
It's just
I saw the video. I saw a video and it was just like Overwatch 2. Having that 2 is just a reminder of what you did not give us and promise us.
yeah, it's Overwatch squared.
Yeah, it's Overwatch point 2. Should be 0.2, 1.2. That should have been what it
So
was.
Overwatch too bad you don't get a new game.
Bad. You don't get it. Okay, that's hilarious.
But no, yeah, I was just like, that was such a I don't even know what the word, honestly.
Yeah.
The whole like, oh, here's the second one, and it's like, it's literally the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe with a few fixes here and there, like you said,
Yeah.
which could have
Added
honestly been
characters.
done. Added characters could have been with an update.
A few new maps. But that's literally what Warzone does every season. They bring in new maps, new what are they called? They're not characters. They're not operators. They bring in new operators, and they don't call it anything different. It's just Warzone, you know.
Yeah, and it's been Warzone since what was it? Modern Warfare.
Gosh, yeah, Modern Warfare.
Was it Modern Warfare?
The remake of Modern Warfare.
Oh, but it's been that since then, and like you said, they just add. They just
keep adding stuff. Fortnite just keep adding stuff. I think the only game that does that has a 2 that I'm okay with is Destiny 2. But that's because Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 were completely different stories, were completely different things, and now Destiny 2 has become this like huge thing.
The fact that what was it? We mentioned in one of the podcasts, didn't we? I think, or I don't know if we did or not, but they release the new DLC.
Yeah,
not so long ago?
New DLC. Yeah,
it's crazy. That game came out like what 3 years ago now.
Oh no, probably longer than that. I would say maybe a good 5.
That's crazy.
Or maybe longer.
Well, maybe, at that point, that's Destiny 1.
No, Destiny 1 we got PS4 should be Destiny 1. I got the
Destiny 2 came out on PS4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's been longer. So it has to be like at least 5 years for Destiny 2. Because I remember PS4 came out and you guys got the black PS4.
Yeah.
You know, and then Destiny came out not too long ago, and then I got the white PS4 for it. So it's like it had to be around the time the PS4 came out. So Destiny 1 had to at least have 7 years. And a Destiny 2, so it's around like it has to be 5 years. Has to be. And that's crazy. And it's the only game that had 2 that actually did give us promises of new stuff, new things.
You know? New story. I mean, obviously classes are going to be the same, but like you said, new story. Maybe some new weapons. I never really looked into it, but obviously it's a continuation of 1 story wise, and then they're still adding more story.
Yeah.
With DLC, and it's not
that's
like
awesome.
And it's not a rehash or whatever of the first one or something.
I mean, that's just where Overwatch failed, you know, and that's why it's gonna fail now because Rivals is gonna take over because Rivals is thinking about fun and giving promises instead of lying to us.
The other thing that reminded me is Xenoverse 2.
Yeah,
it's like it's
same. Oh, it's another game with 2.
It's like it's like Xenoverse 1, but it gets to a certain point where it stops at 1, but then it goes on to it being a continuation of 1. And the other cool thing they did not too long ago is that when I guess they did a re-release on the 5, the PS5 version, they were like, "Hey, if you want to play the story of 1, you can get it." And I think it was free. I can't remember now. But I think it was free, but I'm pretty sure I think I paid for it. But it was super cheap though.
You Xenoverse 2 is my Borderlands 2 years Xenoverse because you're buying everything that's coming out for Xenoverse.
Yeah,
and you haven't touched Xenoverse in months.
Forever, yeah. And I keep restarting, and I was like,
because I need to get into it because I haven't, and I haven't even gotten into it. I've gotten maybe like I don't even remember what the last thing I remember.
But no, yeah, especially with the new added chapters, because I really want to like get through all that, but it's just like I just need to sit in there.
And you also need a team because I know you have your big raids, your raids and stuff like that. So you need a team, but you just have me.
Yeah. Lol.
But yeah, I think games like those need to have its hub in the sense of like Warzone is its hub, Fortnite is the hub, and they just keep adding more to that hub that let people get new stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
And then if you do make a sequel or some kind of thing, make sure it's different than the original, and and then you still have this hub over here for people who want to get into Warzone or Fortnite. So if Fortnite comes out with a second one, it can have a single player aspect to it, but Fortnite is always going to be its battle royale thing.
It's online thing.
Keep their hubs.
Keep it separated.
Yeah, keep their online hub completely different from its like separate thing. If they do decide to do that, you know. But movie topics. I have an interesting one about. I mean, you almost talked about it to me yesterday because we were watching Creature Commando, but it's the fact that Creature Commando is the start of the DCEU.
Oh yeah, I was like, what is that?
And, yeah, because you were starting to talk about it. I was like, podcast. And it's something interesting to think about that's the start. And my review for it, obviously, is probably like a 5 out of 10.
Thinking about it earlier, I was thinking about the
The 2 episodes.
Second episode.
Yeah.
Was it? And during the fight scenes and stuff, the music, I was like going over it in my head. I was like, yeah, that's not a really good fitting music.
No.
Because obviously watching, I'm like, oh, cool. I was mostly watching the action.
Yeah, and you were, and then me watching everything, I was like, oh, okay, all right.
But yeah, I was like, I don't know what made them go with that music choice.
It
could it just be that it's the fact that, like you said, the environment, like
the place that they're at,
the place that they're at, and maybe they're translating the music into English. But you give it a 5.
I give it a 5. My reviews are in, and I'm giving it a 5. You know. What did you give it?
I give it a 6 for the action.
6. Okay. I mean, the action is great.
The character designs are pretty cool.
Like the Rick Flag fight.
Senior.
I mean, senior. Yeah, you can. I mean, his name is still Rick Flag. You know.
Rick Flag Senior.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying it.
People that don't watch it.
I'm not saying it.
Who's that?
I'm not saying it.
You gotta say.
Because you don't know if he's dead or alive. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is dead.
That's exactly. No, he's not. You don't know.
You just said.
I'm saying you don't know.
But you just confirmed that he's alive.
For who?
For everyone.
For who? Which Rick Flag?
Senior.
Clearly, he is alive.
There you go. You confirmed it.
Okay.
Why are you saying no?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
You're crazy.
Anyway, Rick Flag, his fight is great.
Yeah, with Dr. Phosphorus?
Yes.
Yeah.
But still, music didn't fit.
No.
You know? Because I think that was during the same time as the bride was having her fight?
No, that was later. That was the second episode.
Okay.
Because the fight with...
We only saw 2 episodes.
No, but it was in the first episode with Dr. Phosphorus, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was on the first episode.
I remember the fight. I don't remember which episode.
Oh. But yeah. But but you're talking about the music being...
Yes, like regardless, the music is not hitting. The music's not hitting as good as good. Look at Peacemaker's. Peacemaker's music was great.
Yeah.
You know? But something I thought was interesting with James Gunn, I saw it was an interview with James Gunn, was that starts the beginning of the DCEU. So anything before that we thought are not, because that's the start. But the things in the past stuff are canon.
Well,
so let me explain. James Gunn said that everything in the Peacemaker show is canon, except for one, which was the last shot of the seasons.
Oh yeah,
with the Justice League.
Yeah,
he says that part is not canon. So what happens in Creature Commandos that he talked about is that, or I talked about with some other people, is he is now whatever they talk about in Creature Commandos that's happened in the past movies or past shows makes those canon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say when you were talking about it about the canonicity of it of Peacemaker.
Continuity.
Sure, but no, yeah, because I saw that he said that and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because hence some of the clips that I saw was about episode 1 and like we hadn't seen it yet, so I was just like, what's going on? And obviously she mentioned Amanda Waller mentions Rick Flag. And it's like, oh, Junior. You know, he dies, whatever.
You confirmed it.
Yeah, it's confirmed. The other thing was they mentioned Corto Maltese, Project Starfish.
Yeah, Starfish. Yeah.
And there was a few other things. Oh, Weasel. He's like, oh, he's
Weasel.
He's still
alive from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and then even in the cargo plane or whatever, he's freaking out, and he's like, yeah, it's because of the last experience he had.
Yeah.
So he's over here like flipping out.
Yeah, and that's a great idea, because I remember originally, which back then it made sense, now it does not, which was, should James Gunn wipe everything clean and then start completely fresh as the DCU? I think that's a bad idea, because they would have to play catch up again. Because I remember back then when Batman vs. Superman came out, they were trying to catch up with MCU with an already established story.
Yeah,
and they were like,
the last 10 years.
Here's every character that's going to be in this universe, and then let's give them their solo movies. It's like, no. Yeah, we need to slow down and give people their solo movies.
It's just the whole fact. I don't know what happens, because you had the Return of Superman, like before the Dark Knight, right?
Yeah, you had Superman.
Wasn't good.
I mean,
right?
I enjoy it.
I haven't seen it.
If I remember, it's like a 6 or 7.
I haven't seen it in a minute.
It's been a minute.
Then obviously you had the Dark Knight, the trilogy Batman, the Batman trilogy.
Well, that's not included, but yes.
What do you mean it's not included?
It's not the DCE.
No, but I'm saying they could
Or
have
like
like
DC,
started
yeah,
doing something then, because a few years then later down the road from that you got Iron Man, or even before that,
I
Incredible.
think
The Incredible.
I think your timeline's really
Is
off.
it off?
I think
No.
so. I think it's entirely off.
Crazy. But like you had the Incredible Hulk and then Iron Man, and then you start building from there. And even then, you were like, it may come to fruition or it may not, because they could have dropped the ball somewhere and it just not happen.
Yeah.
But again, that's like 10 years worth of
Catch
stuff
up.
leading up to the Avengers. And even though we didn't even get to see a lot of like
Hulk.
Hawkeye or Black Widow that much, they were still pretty cool to see, because then everything kind of got explained later in the movies.
Yeah.
Where, like you said, Batman v Superman trying to catch up. What do you compare one movie that came out, let's say 2-3 years, which was Man of Steel,
prior, yeah,
to like 10 years of MCU like movies done? So it's just like there was no chance.
So for James Gunn to be like, I'm not starting from scratch, but I'm gonna pick and choose from these universes what I want to be canon. So he already has an established universe. So there are years of movies in the world that he can deem canon, which I think is very interesting.
Whereas like this is canon, but part of it, like the whole Peacemaker, like you said, where it's like everything else, most of the stuff that got mentioned obviously happened. Because even with the whole Amanda Waller, like her daughter outed her out, like that also got mentioned. But up until, like you said, the ending of Peacemaker, Justice League, that's just like a whatever shot.
Yeah, and it really could be just like, we just added that for fun.
It was just a little gag, yeah.
Exactly. It could be a little gag, or it's like an end credit scene essentially. What that could have been.
Yeah, wasn't it?
I don't think it was. I think it was actually the end of the episode, but it wasn't an end credit thing. You know, and that really could have just been what it was.
That's true. Yeah.
And I do. But does Creature Commando does it give you hope for the future of the DCU?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. Is James Gunn a Kevin Feige? I don't know.
I can't even think of a DC project that I was excited for.
Peacemaker.
Live action. I guess
Peacemaker. Peacemaker was one of the last. Because we had so much fun though.
Yeah.
You know, Vigilante was so fun. You know, he's so great. Eagerly was so great. Like Peacemaker was great. The intro, we never skipped the intro. No. It was so fun to watch. You know,
it was
I almost memorized the choreography.
It was like a mixture of like it had comedy, comedy and serious moments, the action, like everything about it was really good.
Had like WTF moments, especially with like his dad. You know, that whole stuff was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And then the whole like the whole guy with the Batman is like, he never killed.
Yeah, that was
like,
good.
Listen, you.
It's like he has like a variety of character of villains. It's like, oh, my villains are 6 feet under. You know, things like that. It's great. It's so great. And John Cena does such a good job. You know, apparently in the next season. Was that season? That was only season 1.
It's only season 1.
Apparently, season 2, Rick Flag Sr. is, I think, confirmed going to be in season 2.
Do you think they'll get the voice actor?
It has to be. It has to be him.
Well,
because also that'd be great. I mean, he is on the older side, so you just need to add some white to his hair.
Yeah,
really, and get a good beard. And he has a good beard. We just watched the freaking
Winter
Soldier elevator scene.
Elevator
you know,
scene.
he can do it. I mean, I don't see why he couldn't. But. And that just makes me think of like what's coming. So, but the next movie I think DCEU has is the Legacy of Superman one. Yeah. What do you have any feelings for that movie?
Not really. I'm just like, I guess once it comes out, I'll watch it at some point. But it's not like, oh, I need to watch it.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm not holding my breath. You know, because the DC just had not been hitting at all for however long since Superman.
And even like that generation of movies, like I saw Man of Steel, I saw Batman v Superman, I saw the first Wonder Woman. I hadn't even seen the second one.
I've seen the second one.
Oh yeah,
not good.
What are the movies?
Flash, Aquaman.
We watched Flash.
We watched Flash. Hated it.
Yep. The only good thing was Michael Keaton, honestly. And Supergirl.
No, Supergirl had a TV show.
No, Supergirl and The Flash.
Oh yeah.
But what was the other?
Aquaman.
I didn't watch that one.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't.
Aquaman. I mean, there's no even point of saying the other one if I didn't see the first one.
Exactly.
Suicide Squad, same thing.
I
Both of them.
saw them both.
Yeah, I saw them
First
both.
one's not good. Second one's great.
Second one's great.
It's probably like
okay, yeah, because it has like Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like those projects.
Also, Polka Dot Man was probably my favorite part in that second one. With his mom, it's great.
Yeah.
So funny. Also, the fact they made his powers like super unique. It's really cool.
The fact that they brought him in, it was pretty interesting too.
I didn't watch Harley Quinn.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. I didn't watch that.
It's not good.
Okay.
I wish it was good.
But like,
it has Ewan McGregor in it.
And it's like, what's happening? And don't get me wrong, the MCU stuff is also not good, but it's not that bad. Where I refuse to watch it.
Yeah, no, I'll watch the stuff, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm not like forcing myself to watch it.
Exactly. Like I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to watch MCU stuff.
Like Batman v Superman, I watched it because I was excited. Batman. What?
No, nothing. You keep talking.
Because it had Batman, so I'm like, I like Batman as
he's your favorite.
He's my favorite hero, so it's like obviously I want to watch it, and then it's like the only good grace of that movie is literally the warehouse scene. Well, the fight between him and Superman is pretty good too, but going strictly like Batman showing off his skills, the warehouse fight scene in that movie.
And like another great Batman scene is definitely I think it was in the Flash, right, where he sees Wonder Woman. That Wonder Woman scene, is that in the Flash with the lasso of truth?
That's stupid.
No. I'm talking about that highway scene where he's like all over the place, like gliding on the floor and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But that scene is also a great Batman scene. Mm-hmm. It's weird that he's out in the sun, but
Yeah, right. It's like, why are you? That's not even Gotham.
Yeah.
I understand it's a Justice League thing to be doing, but it's like you're not.
He doesn't worry about petty outside of Gotham. He's only petty in Gotham.
Breaking bones, killing people left and right.
Yeah, super crazy. But Creature Commandos, I think it's interesting that he is not wiping it fresh. Mm-hmm. He is going off, an already existing world. Yeah, so which is great, and he gets to choose what's canon. So that makes me happy and hopeful that he has ideas because he's engulfed in everything. Mm-hmm. So he knows what's cool enough that will work with his story.
Yeah,
to go further, and I'm like, are we gonna get individual movies for each character? Because we only know Superman.
Yeah,
and no, I think he has announced other things. I think Peacemaker 2 is also coming out, or like announced.
And then in the movie, I think for Legacy of Superman, I think Mr. Terrific is gonna be in it.
No, Mr. Terrific has his own thing, or maybe I haven't heard.
Because I've seen some of the set photos and he's in it, and apparently supposedly a Green Lantern's gonna be in it too.
Like John Stewart Guardians, or
no, Hal Jordan, I think.
Okay.
But
I mean, John Stewart's not too far off.
It's true, yeah, because it's like you do get Hal Jordan, then shortly after you do get John Stewart.
Yeah.
So it's like
you can get Guy Gardner at the same time. I mean, the Green Lantern Corps is huge.
Yeah, because they're there regardless of if they need them or not.
I think that's another. I think that's another thing happening too. We have to go back and look at the DC,
like what their plan is.
Yeah, because we can maybe come out with a better conversation with them.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, maybe yes.
Yeah. Obviously, with more Creature Commandos coming out, we can definitely talk more about it later and see what they do build up. Because I remember that's something I fear for MCU is the fact that we're getting all this information leading up to nothing.
That's true.
A few of them are leading up to stuff, barely. Like you have the Young Avengers thing happening. We kind of had this multiversal thing happening.
It's funny that you say multiversal because I forgot what I saw, and it was something recent. And one of the comments on it was them talking about like, why is everything now have to be multiversal for the MCU stuff? And it's like they're just like, I just like you said, I hope it's something that pays off, and I just like, we're here, drop.
Like apparently, I heard a rumor that the Blade movie coming out. You know how we saw that everything got scrapped. Apparently now the story is that Wesley Snipes and Ollie are both going to be in the new Blade movie.
That's what I saw. Someone
you saw that too?
Yeah, someone had posted that, and they're like, "Oh, they're going to be doing Wesley Snipes and
Ollie. Ollie is.
So it's going to be a multiversal story.
Yeah,
that's what someone's like. Why?
But the whole thing is because the character we were fighting was multiversal. Kang is a multiversal,
but he's not.
But he's no longer the thing. So it's like, what are we gonna do to fix it? There was not a contingency plan there. Like they couldn't just recast Kang. Like
they could have easily. You're telling me they were able to recast General? Well, there was a reason for that.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, there was a reason for that.
Okay, Scorpion, he died. Okay, fatality.
Listen, they could have what is it deepfake? There we go.
Oh, deepfake him.
Or like they did.
No, you're right.
Yeah, but I know that's an issue with the family and stuff.
But that was my thing. So that's what makes me hopeful for Creature Commando, because he is working off an existing story, so his story could come off, and we'll see what happens with Creature Commando for the DCU. See if I'm happy for it, because X-Men, top tier, Creature Commando is like on the lower tier because it just didn't excite me. Music was the characters were cool. I think all the characters were great.
But compared that to X-Men, it's like you grew up watching the show back then, seeing these characters. You know all these characters. Have you heard of any of these characters prior?
I knew of Dr. Phosphorus, I knew of Weasel, and I knew of Rick Flag, and I knew of
Right, but you weren't watching like a TV show about them, or a movie with them, or a video game with them.
I've read comic books of them.
Again, you're not going off the other media.
That is other media. Book is a media.
No, I know, but it's not like the other media where X-Men is. It's like it's a comic. You can also have video games. You just said that you did.
For Creature Commandos.
Crazy. I never once heard you talk about it.
You never asked.
I don't have to ask. You can be like,
I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me bring this up in the comic book.
Like,
no, I don't.
Yeah, you're like, have you heard about this Borderlands? And I'm like,
okay,
no,
Borderlands. I have it on my body, so I talk about it.
Not before. You're like, Borderlands 3 tattoo.
What? Anyway, did you have another movie topic?
I did not.
No, but another TV show we just watched, all of the episodes, is Secret Level.
Ancient Alien.
What? Secret Level on Amazon Prime. We're watching that. I saw 8 episodes of it, and I want to hear. Should we do our reviews first, or should we do what they were talking about it? Because you said you were starting to spout some crazy nonsense, and I told you to stop. But that's because you were actually reading other reviews for it.
Well, I say others, but it's more of another review.
Oh, just one?
It's the one person.
It's one person?
Review. Yeah.
Okay, you read the review. But, I mean, I can talk about what my initial thoughts were as you find it. So, Secret Level, every episode is about 20 minutes. There's 8 episodes. And each episode is about a different video game, original story, and it's great. It is, the stories don't lead to anything. The stories are super simple. The stories are, but unique. And an animation, breathtaking. And, I mean, there's so much more I can talk about. But let's hear this review that he's pulled up, Scorpion's pulled up.
Yeah, so one of the things that the person put was Secret Level may have worked better if its simplistic storylines targeted children instead of adults.
And if you saw it, that would completely be wrong.
After all, the death and gore often feel overdone and unnecessary.
I think was there anything super outrageous?
The only thing that made me go, or kind of what's the, I'm trying to find the word, vocabulary. I need my word of the day.
I thought you were trying to find the word vocabulary. Good job.
Was the Pac-Man episode.
Oh,
when he went.
Yeah, I mean, no spoiler, but yes, when he went.
Spoilers.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
But that was the only part that I was like, oh, was not.
And it shocked you.
Yeah, was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was like,
but it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I wasn't like, ugh.
I was thinking maybe the Warhammer episode, but nothing grotesque happened in that one, really.
I mean, I guess you can, like, the blood coming out of their eyes. I guess.
But again, disregard. That's dumb.
And then also, since many episodes feel so superficial and even bland, this reviewer, and he puts, who last played a video game in the 1990s on a yellow Game Boy Color, assumes that thrusting together different games into one generic broad umbrella will likely frustrate fans who possess a deep level of knowledge and affection for these interactive experiences.
So for that, the stories are super simplistic.
Yeah.
You can say a little bit bland, but that's because of the 20-minute window. So they need to make something unique, captivating, and that you can remember after you finish it, because you don't want to forget what you just watched right after. Like I can bring up probably every episode. You talk to me about a certain episode, I can probably spit it back out at you, because it's that unique. But the stories aren't complicated.
They're not. No.
I think Warhammer was probably the most complicated one, but even then, it's not that complicated. I mean,
for
Pac-Man was probably the most unique.
Yeah,
because it was crazy.
It was really, like you said, unique, and it was completely different from what.
Yeah, what you would thought it would have been. Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? Why is there a human?
Yeah.
Who's Puck? And it's like, oh, is this the origin?
So you saw that? You saw his name was Puck?
Yeah, it was Puck. Yeah.
You know why?
Because he's
that's his Japanese name.
His Japanese name.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That was super cool. I was like, Puck. I was like, oh, that's Pac-Man. But he was a little ball, and I was like, that's Pac-Man. I was like, I already knew that was Pac-Man.
That was funny.
But I don't think anyone that's knows all this history should be going into this thinking they're gonna see their game brought to life. It's like it's only brought to life in animation wise, but not story wise.
Because all the other ones were I enjoyed it pretty much. Like the Sifu episode was pretty cool.
Super good, great representation of the game itself. I knew that person played the game, or someone who was working on the episode knew how that game worked, and that's how I knew. And I was like, this person understood. He understood the assignment.
And like you said, the Warhammer one was pretty cool.
Yeah, Warhammer's great. The sound designs of their armor.
Also,
when they were walking,
barely any dialogue.
When they were walking, yeah, barely any dialogue. Eye contact and just looking at each other, understanding brotherhood. That's what that episode was about, and so great. Yeah. It was so good, and like the sound of their armors moving. I don't know if you really heard, but like I was like, yo, them stepping, the sounds of their guns, or all that stuff sounded so great. That was my favorite like sound design episode.
Another one of my favorites was the Unreal Tournament one.
The freaking Zan.
Yeah,
Zan was
pretty
beast,
cool. Just
dude.
Like seeing the obviously the little tournament aspect of it was pretty cool.
Yeah, like you're being put to death. They're gonna put you in a tournament.
I thought you were considering.
Oh, no. You looked at me like you're going to say something.
No, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm getting better. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to let you talk. Okay. What else did you say?
What was it? It was the series feels like a jumble of gaming commercials. For viewers who've never entered the gaming world, the show dissolves into disorienting snippets of stories that never reveal their true purpose or meaning.
So, I can agree that it is. I did think about that. I actually have it written down in my thing. I wonder if the game developer or like the game companies will use these as commercials for their games because they had to sign off the rights to the games for them to make it. So it's like, are these like commercials? But this should not be. These
are long commercials. Then I was like, I will not sit through a commercial that long.
That's pretty. Most
pretty commercials dope, are like a minute and 17 seconds.
That's pretty dope. That's a weird commercial for Pac-Man though.
But it's like, hey, you want to play this game?
Also, I mean, Armored Core had Keanu Reeves, so that's a commercial right there.
People will be like, it's the guy from Fortnite.
Oh, he's coming out with a new thing too in Fortnite.
Yeah, the ballistic or whatever it is.
Yeah, that thing is coming back. But what else do they say? Something about newcomers, about new gamers, or new people watching?
Yeah, so for people who never entered the gamer world, the show dissolves into disorienting snippets of stories that never reveal their true purpose or meaning. And it's like...
so that's if you're going into the main game, the main series. If you had seen Love, Death, and Robots previously, you should be jumping into this knowing that every episode is going to be different. Every episode is going to be unique. Every episode is going to be something different. They're not meant to bring you into the Pac-Man world or the Warhammer world.
It's like I said, it's literally giving you a small snippet, a small glimpse of said world.
Yes.
And that's all it is.
Yes, of what it looks like. Not even what it's about, just what it looks like.
Like Warhammer. Never played it. Saw it. Was intrigued. I'm like, cool.
Awesome.
And then it's like, if I wasn't interested in playing the games, I'd be like, well, I'm satisfied. That was pretty cool to see. And then maybe if I, like, obviously being interested, it's like, let me look it up or something.
First episode, World of Warcraft episode. That's probably not how that dragon is actually like conjured in the world of World of Warcraft. It's something probably completely different. But we had a really good time watching that episode.
Yeah, especially with the
the catch and the throw of the freaking bow from the dwarf
and the quality.
Yes,
the way the characters look. Sometimes, like you were saying on the first episode,
that one. I think the second one too.
You were like, I can't tell if he's real or not.
Also, Arnold Schwarzenegger in that.
Yeah, the fact that he's.
So I don't know if he has a son. I could be wrong. I didn't look it up.
I didn't look it up. I just looked at the cast.
I first thought that episode had. It was the what's the game? Not Dark Castle.
Eternum.
No, not Eternum.
Eternum?
No, I thought it was called something else. That episode. You looked it up. It was like with the mask and the face and the mustache.
Mustache.
That was like Dark World or something. Dark Tower. I don't think it's Astrium, whatever he said. Anyway, Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice, fantastic. That episode was so funny, and he did such a good job.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, I don't know if you.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, I got it.
But no, yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, that whole episode was pretty funny.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Does he say anything else in that?
It was the other thing is for those who know these worlds well, the show acts as poorly written AI summaries of massive tales, all of which would have been better positioned in an opening or closing credit sequence of their respective games.
I mean, I don't know if it's AI. I hope not. I haven't really looked into its development or its production. But I mean, everything on there is so great and so good. I just recommend everyone watch it. If you're into games, I mean, it's literally what this podcast is about, and there's no anime included in it, but it is animation.
Yeah,
there is the gaming and it's a TV show movie, aspect,
Mm-hmm.
we pretty much talked about our ideas of every episode almost at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Any last comments? You want to talk about? No?
Not that I can think of all the time.
We have the Game Awards coming tonight.
Oh yeah.
So next episode, we're definitely going to talk about the Game Awards.
It's like tonight, which is
6 p.m.
Thursday,
Pacific time or something like that. So
Yeah.
we'll probably bring up the winners of each category.
So by the time this is the Game Awards, that would have been over by now.
So we're gonna be old topic, that we're talking about next time, but that's okay. And that's it. I think that's a good podcast.
Yeah, and
awesome sauce. Cool.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you a true nerd. Thank you so much. And if you do want to continue to follow us on our social medias, our link trees are in the bio and in the description. So give us a follow there. Instagram, the works. It should be there. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.
See ya.